if you'd like to join, then I would love to have you. Get this thing. There we go. The sticky tack, I've got to make sure it's secure, otherwise my phone falls in my tea, and it's really not ideal. Cool, so we'll get started. We're just going to do it'll be probably 10-15 minutes total. And we'll start by just getting into the body. So if you need to take a sip of tea or water to kind of get yourself here, I'm going to definitely do that. Morning, Emma. Today we're doing day 7 of our gratitude series. So we're just culminating the last 6 days that we've been working on, but you don't have to have been there for those ones to do it. So we're just going to get into our bodies first. So you'll get into your comfortable seat. I'm just sitting cross-legged, but you can sit against a wall or in a chair too. It just depends on how your body's feeling this morning. And you'll inhale, reach your arms over your head. Really reach your fingertips long and ground down through your hip bones and your sit bones. Take deep breaths up into the sides of your rib cage. And then press your palms together, bring them down to your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms out and overhead. Feel for that length in the sides of your body. Use the whole exhale to bring your hands down to your heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale to bring them down. This time we'll switch up the movement. So you'll inhale, sweep your arms over your head. Take your right hand onto your left thigh. Your left fingertips come behind you for a twist. And we'll just breathe here for a moment, feeling for length in the spine. On your inhale, growing nice and tall through the crown of your head. And on the exhale, feel your belly button draw back towards your spine. And maybe that takes you a little bit deeper. Perhaps you take your gaze over your left shoulder. Last deep breath here. And long exhale. On an inhale, you'll unravel yourself, reach your arms up, and take it over to the other side. So we're using the breath here to travel up and down the spine. And the breath is what takes us into the pose. It's that tethering of the belly button towards the spine that creates the twist. If you're feeling for it, you'll look over your shoulder. With your next breath, you'll take yourself back through center. Give your shoulders a couple of rolls up towards your ears and glide them down your back. Last one. Then you'll let yourself find a place that's comfortable to stay in stillness. As you start to ground into your sit bones, notice if you're even on two sides. You'll feel into the weight of your hands on your lap. You'll gently ask yourself how you're feeling today. Unless we practice meditation, it can be hard to find time or to take the time to acknowledge ourselves or to ask ourselves this question. For me, at least, the pauses in my day can be punctuated by checking my phone or finding a task to take my attention. So we build the practice here of checking in. We practice it in a seat and in stillness, but the idea is that we expand this out into the rest of our day. It's like a muscle that you're strengthening here. You'll ask yourself, how do I feel in my body? And what are the qualities of my mind? Our body is a constantly changing experience of sensations. And equally, our mind is changing from moment to moment, usually with thoughts. The average person has around 70,000 thoughts in a day. And 90% of those thoughts are on a loop. So we check in here. And when we check in, when we create that space, we take ourselves off autopilot and out of the loop. And maybe the loop is still continuing, but we sit back and we watch it. Knowing that this is our human condition. It's normal to have thoughts here. We're simply training ourselves to notice when we do have them. And that noticing, that awareness, creates space between us and our thoughts. You'll allow your attention to rest here on your breath. And as you bring a consciousness to your breath, notice the effect that that breath has on your body. Each round of breaths has the ability to impact your physiology. You can soothe your system. You can soften your edges by simply tapping into something that's always available to you. And if you lose the breath in a sea of thoughts, know that that's okay. Each fresh breath is a new opportunity to come back here to the present moment, to start fresh. From this grounded space you've created in your body, you'll remember a time this week that you felt grateful. Taking a moment to acknowledge what that was for you. Gathering that experience, that memory, and placing it in your heart space. Knowing that it doesn't need to be some kind of gigantic moment. Whatever it was, you'll picture it here with clarity. You'll allow it to create a softness, a lightness across your eyebrow space. Perhaps landing a little bit of a smile on your lips. And you'll sit here with that memory for a couple of rounds of breath. Knowing that if there are sounds or distractions of thoughts as you sit here, that can be part of the practice. Because when we're out in the world, there are a constant flurry and sea of thoughts, of distractions. And that's why we practice it here. The ability to come back. To be grounded in the stillness of ourself, no matter what the external circumstances. You'll notice what your grateful breath brings into your body. And then you'll take one hand onto your heart, and the other hand on top of that. Really feeling into your heart space this morning. Sending yourself love. And sending it back out into the world. You'll inhale love and gratitude. You'll exhale love and gratitude. A couple of rounds here, feeling for that exchange of energy. We are the conduit, the channel for love. Love and gratitude flows into us. And when that happens, as humans, we can't really help but let it flow back out of us. Feel the warmth and the touch of your fingertips on your skin. Feel your top hand in the places where it touches your bottom hand. Notice what the breath is like here. And pour yourself fully into the present moment. You'll remind yourself here to re-soften the space between your eyebrows, your tongue and your mouth, your shoulders. And then you'll imagine yourself wherever you're sitting from the outside, maybe noticing the space around you, imagining the space between you and the ceiling. Or the sky if you're outside. Imagining the walls around you and the space outside of that. Take a deep breath, breathe in love and gratitude. Holding your breath at the top, take another big sip. Fill up the space beneath your hands. Another big sip. And not just yet, but when you do let your breath go, you're sending it out into all of the space around you. Part your lips and release. You'll take your palms to touch and bow your head in gratitude for the practice we've just shared to each other and ourselves. Namaste. You can keep your eyes closed as long as you like, and when you are ready, you'll flutter them open and remind yourself that you get to bring this feeling with you into your day. That you can create it by coming back to the present moment. And that's what we do. We string together the moments. We find clarity in our meditation. We find clarity in our day. And we find more and more of those moments, and we put them together, and we have more of them when we bring our consciousness to them. So I wish you a grateful Easter Sunday. I was trying to figure out what day it was. Easter Sunday. And I hope that you enjoyed your practice today. If you guys have any other questions about gratitude or about anything that we did or anything that you liked or any comments, I would absolutely love that. And we're starting the new series on Tuesday morning. So there's a day off tomorrow for your own practice. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for sitting with me.